It's showtime.
Okay guys, welcome back to the STPL. My name is Kix. Joining me over there is Rapid. We're currently watching DM versus ReV.
That's right, our DM up 2-0 right now, so ReV definitely needing something to come back, and it might be in the hands of their next upcoming player.
Yep, so I'm just quickly setting the colors, then we can have a look at who they're going to be. So there's a little bit of history between these two players. Incomplete, the current captain of ReV, did explain this to me during, well, this morning actually, so got me nice and ready. But let's actually have a look. It's going to be White versus XzOz. Now, XzOz actually used to be on Clan Revolution himself, so he has experience playing. Sorry, XzOz used to be on DM, so he's got experience playing with White, so maybe that will come into it here. Looks like we are going to have a PvP, so there wasn't any race picking or anything going on, so that's all good. Looks like my roster on the thread was a little bit weird, but PvP with White. White's done a very good job for his team so far. Hasn't actually played a PvP according to this, so this is going to be his PvP virginity being lost here in the STPL. And XzOz as well hasn't played a PvP too, so two kind of wild card entries into this already weird series. But they're going to be heading onto a more normal map now. It's going to be Colosseum 2. Now the one big difference about this map is there is a very easy to take natural expansion behind a very small choke, so we could see some very quick, very decisive expansions coming in. And as we've seen from DM, they are not that scared of taking hidden bases in PvP, so could we see that again? We'll have to find out as we head into our third game of the series. It's DM's White versus ReV's XzOz in Game 3. Okay, up here in the top left-hand position, we do have in the yellow, fighting for DM, it's their man, their captain, it's DM White.
And on the other side in the green, this is ReV's player XzOz, or XzOz, or just XzOz because the X can make a Z sound. Hashtag things English does.
Yeah. Very confusing, but it's all well and good. Hopefully this PvP will be a little bit more grounded in reality. Maybe we'll see a sort of different style. Of course, the previous PvP, if you didn't miss it, kind of interesting. I think the game was over a little bit, or a lot earlier than it actually finished, but still, White's a very strong player. XzOz, I know from previously watching him when he played on DM, did actually play very well before. Now, of course, as I said before, this is a PvP, so it's going to come down to a lot of micro, a lot of macro as well. And who's going to show the better showing here? It's a rhetorical question that no one can answer.
Yes, I cannot help you there, Kix. I would say that 2 gates, very strong build on this map, so if you do want to play aggressively, that can pay off. I mean, obviously, cross spawns is not going to be super great, but it is still a possibility. And it's PvP, right? I think this PvP will probably look a little bit more normal than our last one. So, like you said, I do hope that we get a chance to just look for standard Protoss fundamentals.
Yeah, and we're seeing 2 of those fundamentals coming in from both our players now. We've got a single gateway and a gas coming up for White. Now XzOz, scouting cross, is going to see this and is going 2 gates himself. So I think he will be slightly disappointed that he spawned in cross positions. But it's going to be a while before White actually scouts him out. And especially going for that cross scout can really throw off your opponent, as he's going to think he's going to either be in the top right and bottom left, but he's not. But I mean, they do have history of playing together, so is White going to scout cross as well? It looks like he's not. He's going top right.
Yeah, so successful scout here. XzOz actually with a big advantage right now. Not actually anything too crazy. He's not going to be able to gas steal, but he can mana pylon if he wants to.
Yeah, he can. It's a little bit harder to do on this map. I mean, there is, of course, buildable terrain everywhere, but the probes a little bit more bunched together makes it a little bit harder to place that down. But we're going to see a second gateway coming down immediately for white.
Yeah, you can actually do it easier on the top spots, but I don't think he's actually going to do it. Just going to be annoying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do a little bit of micro. Has forced the probe off of mining. Did a little bit of shield damage to the gas probes as well.
Well, I mentioned that 2Gate was a strong strat, and here we go. 2 Zealots headed right across the map from XzOz. It's one of the benefits if you do scout early.
Oh my god.
The first Zealot is actually just now getting in, and White he does have a Dragoon out, so theoretically he's going to be able to kill everything
this
here.
Is a
but I mean,
probe drill. Look at that. The Zealot hasn't even been able to attack.
Damn. Okay, well that is not how you want your 2 Gate to start off, and losing this probe would actually be pretty bad as well.
Yeah, no, the other thing is, you know I mentioned before about how White must have thought he was in the top right or bottom left. He scouted top right to bottom left, so he still does not know what's coming in. Of course he's going to see the 2 Zealots now, meaning a 2 gateway, but how much damage can these do? This is going to be 1 probes, 2 probes, possibly 3, but he needs to deal with this Dragoon as well. Nice.
Honestly, just kill the Dragoon at this point. But yeah, here comes the drills. These drills have been really, really on point. And at this point, yeah, you can only expect maybe 1 more probe to go down. So overall, only like maybe 4 probes?
Yeah, 4 probes, but a lot of lost mining time as well. The probe of White actually coming into the main. It'd be kind of funny if we saw him do some mana pylon stuff, but... Wait, is he going to try and hide the probe? It looks like he was trying to, but the Dragoon going to sniff that out.
With its non-existent Dragoon nose.
Yeah. I mean, they've probably got, like, sensors for that, right? They are robots, so...
Yeah, but how does a robot know what smell is?
I mean, they are, like, Zealot souls, so can Zealots smell?
No, Zealots don't have noses either.
Oh.
Wait, do Zealots have noses? I'm pretty sure Zealots do not have noses.
Either way, I think Protoss are really, really struggling on that senses front. So they're telepathic, but if they can't smell, how are they going to enjoy food? Oof, that's a harsh one.
Well, I mean, I guess they're sustained by the Kala, right?
Yeah.
Actually, now that they're severed from the Kala, then I don't know. Nobody knows these things, Kicks.
Yeah, the funny thing is, you know, I mentioned about the whole, I can't remember what I even mentioned the other day, but about Terran, and it was a really, really pointless question. Someone actually watched the VOD, and they answered it for me, so I'm going to have to check that again, see exactly what they said, but thank you. Maybe our weird questions do eventually get answered. But it's going to be Dragoons against Dragoons here. The high ground advantage going for White. The numbers, though, going for XzOz, but he's taken a lot of extra damage already. But this is nice target firing coming in from XzOz. And realistically, this is all the White has. XzOz hasn't actually lost a single Dragoon.
Wait.
Great target firing.
More importantly, terrible target firing there from White. So he loses everything, and now the Dragoons walk across the map and win the game.
I mean, it's very possible. They are slightly bruised, though. Of course, there was a lot of Dragoons there, all of them taking a little bit of damage to their hull, as you can see just there. Looks like we're going to have a Nexus coming in from XzOz eventually as well. And it is going to be 2 gates against 3, and we see a cannon coming in at home. He wants to make sure he doesn't die to DTs. There's a shield battery. Maybe the shield battery could be the difference. It's going to be 5 versus 6.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a great trade to take. I think pushing in was not the right call here. He's got the 2 fresh Dragoons coming through, and I think this is what's really going to make the difference. Oh, he tries to use the shield battery energy to heal up the Dragoon, but it doesn't work out. And yeah, these 2 Dragoons coming through are really going to make the big difference here. He's going to target down the Dragoon in the back, and will he be able to trade effectively? Wow, yeah, 1 Dragoon is the difference. That home field advantage kicking in for White, allowing him to hang on.
Yeah, he's going to hang on though, but he does have a severe disadvantage. We see XzOz still saving up for that Nexus. He's eventually going to be able to get it. He's got +1 attack coming in from his Forge as well. And the longer this game goes on, the more and more ahead XzOz is going to get. White, unfortunately, not having the game of his life here. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of an engagement coming in once again with White getting the initial shots, but it's going to be 3 versus 4. And another Dragoon going down for white. XzOz's trades have been incredible this game.
XzOz Dragoon micros, legit, man. Don't sleep on this guy. Very, very good control there. Just tanking with one initially and then pulling it back away from fire, target firing every single opportunity he gets. And he's actually, okay, well, he didn't.
Yeah,
I was going to say, he didn't do it there. All right, never mind. Yes, that was definitely a caster curse. But for the most part, XzOz's control is super good. And I think he's going to... I hope he actually doesn't try to press his advantage. Just hang back, get this base up, and take the eco advantage.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a long time before we see any form of expansion from white. He's going up to 4 gateways now, so he has taken this all in. Just to answer a quick question in chat while there's not too much going on, while both armies are positioning themselves, there is a new Maturino code for round 3. Need to up Nightbot, but it is going to be STPL 3, so if you put that in, I'm not sure how many codes they've given me, but that'll donate a free $3 to the prize pool. Now it looks like we're going to have 5 Dragoons against 6, 7 even, so it's going to be a little bit of a better trade here by white.
Yeah, so white should be able to hang on, and he's looking to push out and take his natural. So that's all XzOz is trying to do, is just put pressure on the natural, make it a little bit more difficult to take. But he doesn't want to throw away so many units that he risks getting counter pushed. So wisely enough, he is just going to back off.
You know, we've actually got a Templar Archives coming in for white. Now this is likely going to be for DTs. Luckily enough for XzOz, he does have those cannons from earlier. And there's going to be a cannon, or that's going to be a robo facility on the high ground, so maybe if he can sneak a DT into the mineral line at the natural, he can make something happen. But he is eventually going to have to take his own natural, and that looks like what he's saving up to do now. White playing a little bit aggressive though, I'm not really sure about this. I think he wants to try and cut the Dragoon numbers down so he doesn't die to a counterattack, but he's running up a hill into a hard place, and this is going to be another favoured engagement for XzOz.
Oh, XzOz is going to crush this one. Thankfully, there's a Zealot, but he should be able to just take it down before it deals really too much damage. And now he's stutter stepping on top of White's Dragoons, and I think this is kind of the beginning of the end, Kicks.
Yeah, I mean, White's going to finally build that Nexus. It's going to be a little bit before he does die. Of course, there is going to be a DT coming out here, possibly could do some damage down on this Dragoon army, but he doesn't know what XzOz is doing back at home. He doesn't know if there's an observatory yet. Now, of course, us as the absolute overseers do know there's no DT, or there's no no detection other than this cannon, so does need to be careful. Does see that, but he's going to get in the natural, and there's going to be no detection there. Although he is stopped.
Yeah?
Oh, he's waiting for a second DT, I think.
He stuttered a little bit, but yeah, you're right. There is no detection here. That is the big weakness. And oh my God, is this? Don't tell me, Kicks.
Oh, he's going for the cannon.
The way the game ends.
He doesn't. Oh, he doesn't know about the other base. He's gonna lose the first DT to the cannon. Gonna lose the second DT as well, possibly.
Oh, 3 HP.
Well, he's gonna get the Robo support bay at least. But I mean, he could have killed so many probes, but he just didn't know about it. I mean, he's pulling back now. But oh my God!
What is he doing with this DT?
Is he gonna try and get around the cannon? Oh, but that's not the story. There's a huge push coming in the front. I mean, he does have a DT that will eventually clean up the Dragoons, but how much damage is this man going to have to take before he dies? I mean, that's a lot of damage coming down from the DT. The DT attacking the reinforcements as well, not going for the natural still. And I mean, he's going to lose his shield battery, going to lose every single unit that pops out these gateways, but he is going to hold. He's going to push XzOz back once again. And just imagine if he'd have sent that DT in earlier and killed all the probes, this could have been a much closer game. But XzOz currently up 40 supply, and he still has everything back home. Looks like he is going to try and take down the Robo, but he is going to feel really bad about seeing this. DT being taken down by the cannon as well, and ooh, it's not looking good for white.
I mean, that was about as close as you can come to turning a lost game into a won game. But unfortunately, yeah, misuse of the DTs. I guess he didn't have perfect information, so it's easy for us as observers to say that was a bad call, but it's just kind of hard to do. Regardless, even if he had got massive probe kills, this is 3 bases to kind of 1.5. I say 1.5 because this natural is going to be super easy to shut down. It's just, I mean, I don't know what really the option is here for white. He got across the map with DTs. and wasn't really able to seal the deal.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 gateways, 5 gateways even, 6 gateways, a Citadel of Dune, Robo support bay, ReV's coming in, and I mean XzOz has just played the waiting game now. He did go in for a couple of mistimed attacks, did think he could kill his opponent, but he is still in such a huge lead. It would almost be harder for XzOz to actually throw the game at this point, but you know what? I never want to say anything like that because I'll cast a curse someone and we'll go into like a 50-minute PvP where someone dies to carriers. So, not sure what's going to happen. I mean, we do see White still trying to build up a bit of an army. He's adding on another couple of gateways, but his economy is in such tatters at the moment that you can't really afford to produce out of all of them. I mean, one thing that you can say about White this game is his money has been consistently low. He's been macroing off his gateways very, very well. And I mean, XzOz, of course, with the supply advantage, with all of the other advantages as well, may still find it hard to kill White.
Yeah, one of the most impressive parts about the last ASL group, Shuttle, Effort, Snow, and Sulky. By the PvPs that Shuttle played against Snow, he actually wound up eliminating Snow because Storm is kind of the great equalizer. And so White is going to have that here in this next fight, and I absolutely think that that could turn this around. Now, there's Storm coming from XzOz too, but it is massively far behind. And so if White hits and has a Storm advantage, that can absolutely, totally crush huge clumps of Dragoons, and it puts pressure on Reavers in shuttles as well.
Yeah, but the big problem is, I mean, we see a large gateway force by XzOz. Of course, the unit composition possibly a little bit better for White. Those DT's going to be adding on a lot of damage as long as he can snipe the Observer. But there is going to be a Reaver shuttle drop coming in to the natural very, very soon. It looks like XzOz scouting around for hidden bases as well. Wants to make sure that he hasn't missed anything obvious, like White hiding a base or anything like that. And that's a very strong move to make. Very important. You can lose games very easily. We saw it in the last ASL between Best and I believe it was Rain or was it Snow, where he hit the base on Transistor and it was just never scouted, and it actually won the game.
Yeah, it was Best. I'll never forget that. That game was just Best being like the best. It was insane. Yeah. I don't actually. When I looked for the game, I couldn't find it, but I remember it, and I'm glad you do too. Super sick game. Here we go, double Reavers being dropped out. Scarabs on the way. DT in the front lines getting focused down, and all the Zealots blowing up the Scarabs, but the Reavers still have yet to be focused here. Now finally getting picked up, micro back to the back. This is a very well-controlled fight, but finally the Storms are starting to come through.
Yeah, the Storms are coming through, and so are the Zealots. GG! White is unable to hold his ramp, and he is going to be taken down, and that's going to take us to 2-1 in this series.
Yeah, so we'll have at least a game 4 that matters, and I'm excited to see if maybe that is where DM will pull out the 3-1 victory, or if ReV can take us to an ace match.
Yeah, and we've got 2 of the best players on either team coming up, so I'm really excited about this game. So let's head on over to the intro, and we'll be back in just a minute. See you guys very soon.